Welcome America, welcome India, and welcome Selena Gomez to the live studio recording in 202. We are going to be doing our classwork, which I will attach for the second day of functions. All right, here we go. So we've got this graph and we've got a bunch of questions. I'm going to do hopefully all the answers or for all the problems except for F, because I have F already recorded. So if you want to look at F, which is really important, make sure you look at that too. It's in a separate video. So find G of -2 and G of -8. All right, so what does that mean? Where is that at? G of -2. When we input -2 for X, here are all the X values. What do we get for Y? G of -2. So we find -2. When X is -2, what is Y? 6. So really that should say G of -2 equals 6. Stop me if you've got a question. And where's G of -8? G of -8 is right here, and that's -4. So G of -8 is -4. Good? That's how we read the graph. So G of 5 would be 0. G of 0 would be 0. And they tell us right above the top, this is the graph of G of X. Sometimes they'll say it on the graph, but it's right above. All right, so second question, when does G of X equal 10? All right, well, they're giving us the Y value and asking us to find the X value. So we take a look and we say, all right, where's the Y value in this graph? 10, right here. So the X value is 2. So that means X should equal 2. And when does G of X equal -4? All right, where's -4 for a Y value? Right here. Looks like X is -8. So X equals -8. How are we doing? All right, we're going to move on to C. Better. Okay, C says, what is the domain of G of X and what's the range? So now we have to find the domain and the range by looking at a graph, and this is a useful skill. So the domain are all the possible X values. So if I had to make an XY chart, the domain is all the possible X's. And notice this arrow is going in this direction forever, and this one forever. Okay, so what's the domain? Well, I could choose -20, and I'd find a point on the graph up here, right? Because this arrow is going up. Or I could choose +100, and I could go up there somewhere, and there'd be the graph, and I could find a point. So the domain are all the real numbers. So I'm gonna write domain is from -infinity to +infinity. And we always put soft parentheses around infinities. Now the range is different because the range are all the possible Y values. They go from the lowest point to the highest point, okay? The lowest point on this graph, do I have a highlighter on here? Yes. Here we go. Right here. There's your lowest point. And then the rest of the graph goes up. And it's going up forever because these arrows are going up forever. So everything above -4 is going to be in our range or could possibly be a Y value. So the range of G of X is going to start at -4 and it's going to go up to infinity. But we need to tell everyone that we need to include that -4. How do we do that? We know to put a parentheses around the infinity. But how do we tell everyone we want to include that -4? Bracket. Hard bracket. Questions on the bracket? Good? Do you guys know this stuff from like Algebra 2? Is it coming back? Okay, good. Excellent, yay. All right, how many times does the graph of g of x cross the line y equals 4? So we find, where's y equals 4? This is 10, so it's clearly counting by 2s. 2, 4, here's 4. So here's y equals 4. Okay, that's terrible, but you get the point. So how many times does it cross? Well, I extended this one so you can see it goes up and it's going to eventually cross. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm getting 6.
Wait, but aren't you supposed to not count it though, because it's not on the graph?
Well, because this arrow says that's going up forever, you have to include it.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. I think we have a test question on our first test like that too. So that's going to be 6, not 5. Okay. Can I erase? Question? I heard talking, so no question. We're good. We're moving on. Okay. Where's the graph of g of x equal to 0? All right, here we go. Really? It's fine. Everything's fine. Okay, so where's the graph of g of x equal to 0? So where are the y values 0? Four places. So we can write, this is for E, right? X equals -10, -5, 0, and 5. And then I'm gonna skip F, because I had that video. I might just show you that video. You can watch it. We'll just do it in a minute. What are the intercepts of the graph? G is really similar to E, because now it's just asking you for the intercepts, so you have to write them in ordered pairs. So for F, no, it's G. For G, you would just write these values as ordered pairs. So that would be -10, 0, -5, 0, 0, 0, and 5, 0. How are we dealing with this material? Not bad. I mean, if there's a problem on your test, it's got a graph really similar to this. It's got these identical types of questions on them. So, okay, done? My video is 8 minutes long. I should probably stop. All right, peace out.